Yeah, you can join, sir. Oh. దానివల్ల సిగ్నల్స్ ప్రాబ్లం ఉంటుంది కనెక్టింగ్ అనేది. Sir, good morning, sir.
Good morning. Good morning.
How are you, sir?
Very fine. Very fine. Shall we start?
Shall we start, sir?
Okay. Okay. Yes.
Okay, sir. So, good morning to the today's speaker, Professor K. Arun Kumar, sir, and my dear participants. I welcome you all for the 2-week online faculty development program on renewable energy interventions in industry, commercial, and domestic application. So, first of all, I would like to thank Professor Arun Kumar, sir, for accepting our invitation to give an expert lecture on algae biomass resource for various energy conversion and production. So I would like to introduce the Arun Kumar sir to the participants. So Arun Kumar sir completed MSc MPhil Botany from Bharati Darshan University and a PhD from Center for Advanced Studies in Botany, University of Madras, India. After a short stint in Rubber Research Institute of India from 1997 to 1999. And then started sir career in teaching as botany in the year 1999 as assistant professor. Since 2017, sir is acting as a professor. Present position is a professor and head in the Department of Plant Science, School of Biological Sciences, Central University of Kerala, Periyar, Kerala, India. Sir research interest in the field of diversity, biology and biochemistry of algae, and special focus is on isolation of biomedical compounds from algae biomass production and energy conversion, and carbon encrustation by calcareous algae. And Sir is very familiar in organic farming techniques. Also taught Swayam MOOC course on biomass characterization. Sir is having the research experience, and yeah, 15 MPhil students completed and 4 PhD students completed and 6 doing under the guidance of Arun Kumar sir. And sir completed the research projects more than 1.2 crores. Membership, sir is having the memberships in professional bodies, life member in Association of Civis Research Utilization of in India, life member in Indian Marine Biological Association of India, life member of Indian uh, Psychological Society. And also, sir is having some, to his credit, academic activities as acting as a chairman, board of studies, MSc Botany, Central University of Kerala, convener, anti-discrimination cell, Central University of Kerala, member academic council, member board of study, MSc Plant Science in the same Central University Kerala, member board of study, MSc Biochemistry and Molecular Biology, Central University Kerala, member IQAC core committee and a member NAC core committee in the Central University of Kerala. Sir organized 3 conferences and published 5 book chapters and published in the last 3 years total 52 publications. So with this small and brief introduction, so I would like to uh, hand over the session to the Professor Arun Kumar sir. Please deliver the lecture.
Good morning. Thank you so much for your kind introduction. Are, am I audible?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Thank you, thank you. So I am very happy to give my expertise talk in the webinar conducted by Siddharthi in 2 week faculty development program on renewable energy intervention in industry, commercial and domestic application. So I am very delighted to share my research experience in the perspective of energy production from marine algae. So let me go to the topic. Is it visible to all?
Yeah, yes, sir.
Okay, thank you so much. Uh, uh, we will discuss this energy from energy from algae for the various utilization in the perspective of renewable source by using the algae on the topic algal biomass resource for various energy conservation and production. As you all aware that we are facing global warming by change in the climatic conditions, shifting raining season, and adverse crop failure and unexpected rain nowadays. If you see the global mean temperature projected is rise between 1.8 degrees Celsius to 4 degrees Celsius by 2100 years. Stabilizing the global warming below 2 degrees centigrade is considered necessary to avoid severe danger effect of climate change. On the other side, because of this increasing global warming, the existence of plants and animals around the world getting decreasing. So the number of species available in the earth is getting decreased. The record says that 538 plant and animal species around the world we already been lost. 44% of which already face local extinction in at least one area in the world. So the global warming, by we realize by increasing temperature, not only affect a increase in the atmospheric temperature, but the consequences are realized in various aspects. I think you might have, participants might have read the news in recent flood in Uttar Pradesh because of the snow melting. Immediate snow melting, there were 150 lives lost. It is mainly because of the global warming. So global warming is not only increasing temperature will realize the consequences of melting ice, forest loss, diversity loss, ocean current change. Uh, then some of the, even we are facing this kind of pandemic situations, ocean heating, weight loss of rising sea, soil overheating, water vapor increase, albedo effect, methane release, plankton dying. So the magnitude of global warming, it is interactive. So not directly affecting one thing, it affects so many other ecosystem which adversely threat the life of the human as well as animal, even in plants existing in the earth. As you know that, as I told, even the because of the global warming, now we are facing rain and shift in the season unexpectedly. So one side we are facing extreme drought, the another side we are facing severe flood. In between, we are also facing very severe heat waves. So we have to encounter all these adverse conditions because of the global warming. I think rice growing states in South India like Andhra, Karnataka, Tamil Nadu, people are facing lot of unexpected diseases. Even people are getting migrated from one place to another place because of the shift in the season. They are facing unexpected seasonal effect. So people are those really poor people, even rich people, unable to face the adverse climatic change. So what would be the reason of this kind of global warming? As we all know that this global warming is mainly because of increase in the temperature. So increase in the temperature because of using indiscriminate fossil fuels. So when we are using the fossil fuel, which already in the earth crust, we are excavating and burning it in the form of petrol, diesel, and crude oils. So this uh, burning of the energy released carbon dioxide. That carbon dioxide is built in the atmosphere. The other side, we are not concerned on the restoration or permitting the forest cover because of the population growth. So because of the population increase in the countries, we are in a situation of encroaching the existing forest for the human capitation. So what happened? Depletion of the fossil fuel result increase in the carbon dioxide emission. Uh, One way how we can control the global warming only by minimizing the fuel use. As of now, in the scientific world, we are not able to control the fuel use. All are having vehicles. There are we are living in the industry based life. So in that industry based life, uh, mitigating the use of fuel, fossil fuel, it is very challenging. Then how to face this, how to tackle the global warming situation? The only alternative fuel energy is biomass based energy. So when we grow the biomass for energy production, the biomass production is biomass energy is from the solar energy. So when the biomass that plants are absorbing the solar energy converted into the chemical energy, for that they are converting the carbon dioxide into carbohydrate biomass. So and the biomass energy when we are burning for the transport or whatever industries, the burned energy or releasing carbon dioxide once again is converted into carbohydrate in the biomass. Thus, the amount of carbon dioxide buildup in the atmosphere is zero. Thus, a promising alternate source of energy to tackle the or mitigate the global warming is biomass based energy. Even as there are alternate energy like solar energy, hydropower energy, geothermal energy, wind energy. But this energy, this solar energy, hydropower, geothermal, wind energy will not impact the will not support for decreasing the existing carbon dioxide in the atmosphere. One way we can mitigate or we cannot we this energy source will not permit carbon dioxide to accumulate. The existing carbon dioxide remain in the atmosphere. The other side, if you use biomass energy, the biomass energy will absorb when we grow the plant, the growing plant will absorb the carbon dioxide in the atmosphere and convert into the biomass. Thus, there is a immense benefit of decreasing the build-up carbon dioxide in the atmosphere by growing biomass for the energy. So, among the alternate renewable energy, biomass-based energy is needed in this present existing condition to save our earth crust. So, as I told, this oil, coal, natural gas, nuclear energy, these are all few fossil fuel energy. These three. This fossil fuel energy are now we are using it, but when we go for using the biomass, so we are getting the so many energy like petrol, oil, biodiesel, whatever it is, wax, whatever it is we are getting from the fossil fuel. All the energy is possible from biomass. So like oil, petrol, gas, everything we can get from biomass. So biomass based energy is possible in based on these principles. When we convert the biomass through thermochemical conversion, we can get heat, oil, coal, gas through combustion, pyrolysis, gasification. Whereas in biological conversion of the biomass, we can get alcohol, gas through fermentation and anaerobic digestion. By physical conversion, we can get oil by quenching. So that means all the energy forms obtained from the fossil fuel can also be possible from the biomass through various conversion process. Then how to make this biomass? Is it possible to get energy? Is it possible? Then that is the question. How it is possible? Actually, growing biomass or generating biomass, we need a lot of land. As we are discussed earlier that we are encroaching the existing forest land for human capitation because of the population increase. Then how can we earmark the land for cultivating the energy crop or crop and generating biomass and converting into the various forms of energy? So there is a chance. We will discuss that. So there are a lot of waste energy generated in every city that can be converted. There are a lot of crop residues available, and there are uh, dedicated energy crops like which is not a food crop like grasses. It is mainly meant for growing, and their growth rate is very high. And those such a crops are grown in the wasteland. That crop can be converted into various energy forms as the choice we require. But those things, as I told, no, growing the plant, we require a lot of land. Now here I am focusing how the algal in the plants, a kind of lower organisms, can meet the growing energy demand of the biome as a source of biomass. We will discuss, I will take you to the significance of this biomass algae, which is used as the source of various energy production. Algae are generally lower plants. They are growing in the water like a small single cell algae, and some of them are growing in ocean in marine environment as a large organisms. They are called macroalgae. Okay, these two types of algae are supporting, can support the as a biomass source for energy production. As like plant biomass, this algae biomass are also can be converted into various sources of energy production as like fossil fuel through these four main principles like biochemical conversion, thermochemical conversion, direct combustion, chemical reactions. In biochemical conversion, through anaerobic digestion, anaerobic fermentation, photobiological hydrogen production, we can produce fuel, syngas, hydrogen, methane, etc. Through thermochemical conversion, by liquefaction, gasification, and pyrolysis, we can produce gas, ethanol, methanol, biodiesel. In all kind of energy can be possible from the algal biomass as like plant biomass. Hello, am I audible?
Yes, sir, please.
Okay, okay. I think some of you can I request participants to interfere. If you have any discussion and doubt, we can have a interaction. Then we can proceed. Otherwise, it is like a monotonous. No, speaking myself alone. So I also need your support by interfering through some interaction. As I told that this biomass, algal biomass, having I will what are the work which I have contributed for the energy production through algal biomass. By my I have published some publications, and from that I am going to talk my speech mainly on the basis of my findings in algae for energy production. Actually, I hope that majority of them are engineering background participants. So, if you take the ethanol, ethanol is the good source of energy, fuel energy, transport fuel energy, all kind of energy, even commercial application. So, today the topic is um, very appropriate to discuss. Really, I should congratulate the organizer who made the very appropriate topic for this day discussion. It is needed also to make aware about the dependence of renewable energy for mitigating the global warming. As of now, we should it should be a choice. It is a compulsory choice. So the biomass, whatever produced from the algae, having compared to any other, if you take ethanol is the usually produced from the sugarcane, bagasse from the industry. Okay, and the chemical cracking also through ethylene, ethanol can be produced. Okay, that is the chemical reaction. So that kind of chemical reaction, ethanol production, will not favor or support the mitigation of global warming. Producing the biomass is the only choice of reducing the build-up carbon dioxide in the atmosphere. That biomass, if we convert for our energy source, that is good. Usually, the ethanol biomass is bagasse, that is a sugarcane crop, and maize. But these are all the energy food crops. When we take a poor country like and developing country, when we consume, when we use the maize or food crop, potato or sugarcane for ethanol production, then the cost of the food will increase. For example, sugar, those food produced from the corn, potato, and sugarcane will increase. Okay, so then what would be the alternate crop which will not affect the regular crop for the better source for the ethanol production? I am projecting the algae as a source, good source, because algae are growing in the wastewater. Algae can be grown in the marine water, and if you take the sugar content of the sugar cane, it is only 17 to 20% in the biomass. It is juice. We are when we take the sugar cane into the sugar industry, they are using the extract. So extract is obtained by squeezing, and the extracted abstract juice is further precipitated and extracted the sugar. But the content of the sugar, if you compare the biomass, it is only up to 20%. Whereas in some marine algae, the source of the sugar content, polysaccharide, it is not a sugar, it is a polysaccharide. It is up to 70% in their dry weight. Okay, in the fresh weight up to 40%. So the biomass can be converted into ethanol. First, it should be converted into simple sugars. Polysaccharides are converted into simple sugars by the process called saccharification or hydrolyzation. So the polysaccharides are converted into smaller monosugars, and even the fatty acids are converted into uh, glycerides are converted into simple fatty acids. Protein peptides are converted into simple amino acids. These are all can be converted into various energy forms. So as I told, the thermo conversion, heating. So when we generate the biomass can be converted into heat energy by burning. That is called combustion. That is thermoconversion process. The same biomass can also be converted into various gases by drying, pyrolysis, reduction, oxidation. This pyrolysis, we have to burn the biomass in high temperature in the absence of oxygen. So in the absence of oxygen, the biomass is burned up, that is 400 to 600 degrees centigrade. When we burn the biomass in the anaerobic condition, there is we able to get this char liquid gas. Liquid means organic acids, water, and this is water is from the residual biomass. Okay, tar, and we can get gas like carbon monoxide, methane, hydrogen, and C2 carbons. And by fermentation of the sugar molecule, we can get, depending on the microorganisms used for fermentation, we can get various kind of um, alcohols, ethanol, then homolactic acids, then we can also get ethanol, lactate we can get, so butyrate, butanol we can get, methanol we can get. So it depends on the kind of microorganisms used for the fermentation process. The biomass sugar can be converted into a choice of various uh, alcohols. So this is the form of various type of fermentations. So this is the I told no how we can, this is the bioethanol production. So the biomass can be converted into before converting into the biomass should be subjected to pre-treatment. The treated biomass is further, that is for the hydrolysis, saccharification. That saccharified biomass is subjected to fermentation for ethanol production. So actually, I have given a comprehensive information about the algal biomass for various sustainable energy perspective, which mainly this review tell about the work I have done, which is published in various journals. I further converted into a review paper, which is published in it is a 9 impact journal, the Journal of Cleaner Production. So my talk also is a comprehensive information of this review only published by me. Actually, as I told that the energy crop, we earlier we used R. rice, maize, potato, cassava, sweet potato. But if we use these energy, these crop for energy production, then we become facing threat of food security. Okay, but the energy food crop which is used for energy production is called uh, first generation energy crop. First generation energy crop. Okay, but that is challenging. Then, as I told earlier, that since the food crop having a threat of using energy production, then the alternate non-food crops were tried for energy production. So it can be grown in wastewater, in unused land or barren land like that. So they are called the second generation energy crops. But we need a lot of land for growing that. But apart from the challenges, uh, plant biomass growing in the terrestrial condition having lignin in the cell wall. You can see here, if you take the biomass or dried plant material, the dried plant material cell wall is having a lot of sugar, carbohydrate, cellulose as a form of cellulose. But the cellulose is bind by lignin, a cement which will bind the cellulose in between the two cells. What happens? This lignin will not permit the uh, cells to uh, degrade. That means cellulose in the cell wall is very difficult to dissolve or dissociate into monosugars for the ethanol production. It is very difficult. Okay. Then, aside the algae biomass can grow more in seawater and brackish water, and this algal biomass not directly used as a food crop, though these algae are commercially valuable and useful as a supplementary food, and various pharmaceutical value compounds are generated, but they are not directly used as a food crop, and they can grow in seawater and they can grow in wastewater, and so use, and the cell wall of the algae did not have lignin which will bind the cellulose. So during degradation for ethanol production or any hydrolysis, ethanol lignin binding the cellulose in terrestrial plant, and that will impede the hydrolyzation. Whereas algal biomass, algal cell wall did not have lignin. Okay, so hydrolyzation and energy conversion is very easy and simple, and they can also grown in wastewater and they can also grown in seawater. And another important is they can, the amount of biomass generation is much higher in algae than the terrestrial plants in a given land. Since it is growing in the water, a pond or a large structure can be useful for growing the algae. And the growth period also very less, 1 month or 1.5 month or 15 days is the life cycle of the algae. Even marine algae can grow within 45 days. So it means and the time duration for generating biomass and the given space for production of the biomass is comparatively significantly higher in algae biomass than the terrestrial biomass. If you see, there are some devices which is called the photobioreactor that can be used for growing the biomass of the algae in a shorter duration. So as I told, no, there are some of the algal biomass, algae, which are pharmaceutically valuable compounds are produced. Okay, it is very high valuable compound. I am not going to discuss in detail about the uh, pharmaceutically valuable compounds produced in algae. You can google it and you can see it, like pigment, natural pigments like astaxanthin, beta carotenes. Okay, so these are all commercially very costly: phycoerythrin, phycocyanin, and algae itself used as a single cell protein. So those algae, microalgae, cannot grow in a simple pond, because when we grow the algae in a open pond, there is a full chance of contamination of the algae with the other toxic organisms. So such algae cannot be used for extracting the chemical compounds, pharmaceutical compounds. Okay, whereas these photobioreactors are used for growing the algae in the photobioreactor. So such algal biomass first can be used for extracting the pharmaceutically valuable compound. The residue biomass having sugars can be subjected to energy production. So that means the entire algal biomass generated can be totally utilized. So these are all various type of devices, photobioreactor devices available for cultivating the microalgae. This is a simple technique of growing the microalgae in the open pond. And as I told, if you see the commercial value of the algal product, there are a lot of microalgal species are used for various product and applications. If you take Dunaliella, it is a marine microalgae. They are valuable for cosmeceutical uh, product of like beta carotene production. If you take Hematococcus pluvialis, it is valuable for uh, oil, pharmaceutical oil, and astaxanthin pigment production. You see that value of the commercial value per kg 215 to 2150 euro per kg. If it depends on the purity, so 1 kg cost this much. So Dunaliella can grow in various photobioreactor, and it can be subject. They are that biomass is first extracted the um, pharmaceutical compound. The rest residues can be used for energy production, oil. Then if you come to macroalgal biomass, these macroalgae are in various colors with pigment, growing in marine environment, and these pigment are highly valuable in pharmaceutical industry because of their bioactive potential. After extracting this pigment, the residue are having rich polysaccharides. As I told, the dry weight of the biomass having up to 70% in their biomass. And this marine algae can be grown in the ocean. I think some of you or most of you may be a faculty members from various colleges. In the budget of our central government budget, even last Sunday, our Prime Minister Narendra Modi visited India, South India, visited to Tamil Nadu, and he announced that in Tamil Nadu they are going to establish the 3 seaweed cultivation park with several crores of rupees along the coast. This is the algae growing in the ocean. by the net method. So the seaweeds are now government of India supporting the farmers or fishermen residing along the coast in India for promoting hello. Am I now restored? Am I audible?
Sir, audible, sir.
Because immediately I left, automatically, I don't know, the connection went off. Now it is okay, no? Shall I proceed? Hello?
Yeah, proceed, sir.
Okay, okay, okay. I requested the participants to intervene by asking some questions. Nobody is asking. Hello? Dear participants, do you have any query or you want to have discussion so far in my lecture? After that, we can proceed. Some of you can raise some questions so that it will become live. For me also, I will get some energy from you by your questions. Any of you want to ask any questions? Okay. Okay, if there is no question, I will proceed. So this marine algae cultivation, government of India is highly supporting. I told no, the carbohydrate content of this algae is 70% in dry weight. So they are growing in the ocean. As of now, government of India is supporting of marine algae cultivation in the ocean. Actually, in my publication, I have found a associated a bacteria, Licheni-Bacillus silaneticus, which is supporting the growth of Grasslaria edulis in the ocean. So this Grasslaria edulis algae are source for the production of agar. It is highly rich polysaccharide. So apart from this, this color is because of the phycoerythrin. This pigment having a very good pharmaceutical value, biomedical value. So my research, uh, I have found a bacterial association with this algae would support the higher growth of the algae. Based on that, actually last month I got 37 lakhs from the Serb DST for conducting large scale cultivation of this Grasslaria edulis algae along the coast to support the energy production, or it would be a good algal crop for sustainable energy production. This is another one publication in which that red algae, as I told, same red algae, Grasslaria crassa, can be used as a source for colorant, natural colorant for the food colorant, which I published in Five Impact Journal in algal research. So I that actually my research in marine algae are already used as a source of various chemical compound, I have developed a technique of pre-treatment and saccharification of the seaweed biomass for bioethanol production, which I have published in this journal by using the pattern yeast. The efficiency of the actually the efficiency of ethanol yield is not much by using the packer yeast. Then the another work I have done by using the marine yeast, which is a uh, very promising, and the yield of ethanol is very high if we use the marine yeast and marine bacteria. It is a biological saccharification for ethanol production I have achieved, which I have published in the Renewable Energy Journal. In this last year 2020, the same we have uh, conducted in some other Gracilaria species for bioethanol production using the another yeast Saccharomyces cerevisiae for biomass conversion into bioethanol production by using the marine algae. So the ethanol production, I told, no, hydrolysis. Hydrolyzing the biomass is very important. So we have developed a very cost-effective, cheaper hydrolyzation by using the marine bacterial consortia for conversion, hydrolyzation of the biomass before ethanol production. That we have achieved. So as I told that biofuel is estimated to reduce greenhouse gas. Actually, when we depend on the marine algal biomass, and there is a chance of, in general, but actually when we depend on the biomass, particularly in algal biomass, there is an immense scope of reducing the emission of the greenhouse gas from 10 to 90%. Okay, then where we go for the cropland, we have record lot of cropland, but this algal based biomass did not require more vast area, so algal biomass is suitable for the energy production. Thus, algal biomass is a sustainable way of getting the energy compared to the terrestrial biomass. So this algal biomass can grow in the ocean by other various species. As I told here, if you see the land requirement for biomass production, soya 300, if you compare with the algae, 330% is higher, land is required. Jatropha 75% land is required. Palm 23%, whereas comparatively less than 4% is required for algal biomass. This algal biomass, as I told, it is possible to grow in waste, absorb the carbon dioxide and absorb the dye and waste metals present in the water by growing algae. And commercially, we can go for extracting valuable compounds, then we can go for energy production. Pigments, polysaccharide, polyphenols, animal feeds, so many other commercially important product can be produced from the algal biomass. There, the residue can be used for all kind of energy production. So that I have explained that. So that in our finding, we see in these two algae are commercially cultivated in the ocean and available enormously, and we able to achieve 1.72 gram per liter of ethanol. In sargassum, we achieved in pilot scale large scale pilot scale large scale production of ethanol in as 2.74 gram per liter ethanol from this algal biomass by our technique, by using our, as I told, no, biological conversion technique we have developed, that we have published by these publications. That's why I have repeated that papers. As we know that when we able to get the ethanol from the algae, macroalgae, then we can convert ethylene by chemical cracking. The ethylene can also be used for the further, even the diesel or petrol we can plant. Apart from that, microalgae are suitable for directly accumulating polyhydroxyalkonovate. So the polyhydroxyalkonovate are growing by marine bacteria. That marine bacterial growth can be supported by sea marine algae. And this polyhydroxyputrate is another energy resource for polythene production, polyhydrocarbon production. It can be accumulated by microalgae, various microalgae. So if you compare the oil content of the microalgae with that of other commercially designated crop, you can see liter per hectare, 58,700 liter per hectare can be possible by cultivating microalgae. Biodiesel yield this much compared to any other crop. So the choice of the microalgae for by oil production is far superior than the any other crop. And now the current technology, when we grow the algae, as I told, no, we can grow the algae in the photobioreactor, or we can grow in the algae in the race. There is a designated ponds are available, and we have to disrupt the cell structure by, we have to harvest current technology. Then we have to disrupt the cell or crack the cells and extract the oil, and we have to fractionate. So this is a stepwise process in which economy is involved. So we need a cheaper technique to extract oil from the biomass, algal biomass, cost-effective manner. So there are a lot of researches going on to cultivate the microalgae. After the cultivation, the cultivated setup itself, cell disruption, extraction, fractionation product will come out in the photobioreactor. There are techniques available. They are aiming towards it. As of now, harvesting cell disruption is possible in the cultivated upstream level itself. Okay, but if it is possible in all level, we can achieve the product, and it is so cost effective for energy dependence from algal biomass. And as I told, okay, by saying it is very good, you are telling very limited space is required, even 55 liter or 55,000 liter of oil per hectare can be produced from microalgae cultivation than any other crop. So these are all the possible way. How we can achieve this? Is it possible? Are we able now? Currently, we are producing. It is. There is a still we have to march towards achieving it. For that sustainable energy production from the algal biomass resource. How As of now, the commercial small scale production of algae is not yet feasible as play, it places an unsustainable demand on energy and water and nutrients. But obtaining high value compounds and developing higher biomass producing strain strengthen the hope on the algal bioenergy production. That is as I told explained to you. How to promote the yield of the biomass further. So to promoting the yield of biomass, now the biotechnological approach to improve the energy production by the particular gene. For example, a gene is responsible for the fatty acid synthesis. That gene is identified and it is permitted to overexpress. So automatically it will produce more fatty acids. That is called synthetic biology. So in the synthetic biology subject, in nanochlorosis, a lipid content is usually in microalgae. A usual microalgae, 20% is oil content is extracted, whereas in genetically engineered nanochlorosis gigantea, the oil content is increased from 20 to 40 to 55%. That means enormous oil production is achieved by genetically engineered nanochlorosis microalgae. So that microalgae is grown in the vast land of it is a raceway pond, vast land, and a company ExxonMobil in United States of America, they are cultivating in California desert, and their aim of producing 11 million barrels a day in the year 2021. So the work is going on to achieve the yield of this 11 million barrel of oil per day in a commercial species of production by cultivating the nanochlorosis gigantea. So when we achieve, then there is a immense hope of transferring the technology to various places to cultivate this nanochlorosis for producing biodiesel. As it was told by the coordinator, I am I am actually having one online course, which is a elective course to engineering and all agriculture biology students, which give 4 credit to the learners, which is called biomass characterization. This course will deal about all the biomass based energy production and characterization. This course having lectures modules as well as virtual lab modules. I request the participants to disseminate the information to all your students, as well as I request you to register now. Up to 28th is the last date. This month 28th, you can go for registration and learning of this course, biomass characterization. With this, I request the participants to interact if you have any doubt. Hello,
Sir,
do you have any participants are requested to interact for any doubt?
so dear participants, please unmute yourself and you can have any doubts, please clarify.
I hope that participants are not having any doubt. So with this, I will conclude my talk, and I acknowledge the participants as well as the organizing members and coordinator of this webinar program. Is well organized, and the topic of the program is very apt for this day to make the uh, people to aware about the sustainable and biomass based energy production and their importance. I am thankful to one and all. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for sparing your valuable time with us and sharing valuable information also on biomass to our participants. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Right, sir.
May I leave?
Yeah, you can leave, sir.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you.
So, dear participants, this is the morning session. So, in the afternoon session, we'll have the solar cells, ongoing trends and future challenges by Narendra Singh. So, all of you join at 2 o'clock. Thank you.
Sir, sir.
Sir, please.
Sir, it is possible to get this PPT of sir today PPT on biomass.
Yeah, I will ask the speaker, and when I will get that one, I will share in the WhatsApp group. Okay.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. That will be very great help.
Yeah, I will send the email to him.
Okay, sir.
So upon receiving the email, I will forward.